Okay, here we are. Yeah, let's go ahead and look at the lures and the gear that you use to catch that tarpon.
Okay, this is a Tsunami carbon shield rod. It's 8-foot fast action, 30 to 65 braid, 4 ounces. We also have 6500, the new Penn Spinfisher 6. There's 400 yards of 30 braid with 150 yards of Ardent Gliss. Now, Ardent Gliss is a real fine braided line. It's 40 pound with the diameter of like 10 or 12 pounds. Real thin, real touchy, so you gotta be careful of that. So I've got the Ardent Gliss going to about 8 to 10 feet of 50 braid. Now that's for abrasive and chafing gear in case you hook a tarpon, or if you're in the rocks, you know, it'll help you out. Then we have 60 fluorocarbon, and we have the long cast Uzuri. I believe that's a 5.5 inch, red and white. Yep. The other rod that we're using,
and that's a floating bait?
Well, yeah, it floats, but it's got the small lip, and it only goes down 2 or 3 inches or 2 to 4 inches.
Small lip.
It's not a real deep dive plug. So it works good around the rocks there at high tide or even at low tide. It doesn't really dig down, and so you know you tend to stay out of the rocks, and it swims really well. It's a fast action plug.
Yeah, that red head with the white body is a classic combo.
Right.
Always works.
So we're gonna here's the other rod that I'm using down here. This is a 10-foot battalion. Now this rod is 1 to 4 ounces, 10 feet, medium action. I've got the older Penn 7500 on here. And once again, I've got 400 yards of 30. And I've got 150 yards of that Ardent Gliss on here. And I've got it spliced onto 80 fluorocarbon.
I see that giant bite mark on the side of it.
Yeah, that thing's been whacked a few times. But I also have that 50 braid on here for chafing.
Nice.
Same thing, you know, there's tarpon with the tails, gill plates, and the rocks, all that good stuff.
Braid to braid to mono.
Fluorocarbon.
And 80 on the fluorocarbon leader.
Right, and this is a long cast Uzuri, black and silver, black and chrome. But it's pretty marked up.
Yeah. That is cool.
Now that Ardent Gliss gives you about 20 to 30% more casting distance. A lot of times when you're fishing the beach, you can't quite get to the fish, the bait pods where the fish are. And this helps you really get to them.
Yeah.
Now I'm using the green Ardent Gliss. A translucent Ardent Gliss seems to want to spin up and wind knot a lot.
Right.
So the green stuff I've found here works best.
Especially down at the beach.
Right. Especially if you're in any kind of heavy weather.
Heavy wind. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So that's what we're using now.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I need to get a rod exactly like that. I'm going to get it. I even like the, it's got rubber grip on the bottom.
Yeah, yeah.
Little things like that, small, you know, easy to grip.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing you...
Unfortunately, the rubber grips there, when you have them in your sand spike, if you make your own sand spikes, they're not nice and smooth like the store-bought stuff. You kind of have to take a piece of sandpaper, get in there and angle it and sand it.
Right.
Because it will nick up any type of rubber or cork.
Oh, no kidding.
Rod butt.
That's really...
So you just take a heavy piece of sandpaper and you just kind of sand that stuff off. If you're making your own sand spikes where you cut them with your hacksaw or whatever, you make it yourself. And all I do is wherever I see where the rod lines up inside the spike, I take electrical tape and I'll wrap about 2-3 inches of electrical tape there, and that protects the rod butt from the edges of your sand spike.
Yeah, let the tape take the hit.
Yeah, because you know when you've got your rod set up in a sand spike and the fish hits it, it's going to bend a little.
Right.
And where this lines up on your sand spike on that edge, that's where you can get some damage to your rod. And mix it up so they can peel off. So as a precautionary measure, I always measure my surf rods up and I put some of that on there.
Yeah. But you're mostly just walking the beach.
Yeah, walking and casting, covering as much ground as I can.
Yep.
Unless I find some bait somewhere.
Right.
A lot of times when you're walking, you see the sand fleas all along the beach here. You see the small stuff coming up feeding on the sand fleas. And a lot of times the snook or smaller snook is off the whitewash. It's about 15 to 20 feet off that stuff.
Right.
So I'll walk and find some of that stuff, cast around there. And then I'll move down the beach, and if I know where the rock piles are, I'll fish around the rock piles and just cover the ground, spend the time, cover the ground. And, you know, a lot of times you'll find a snook or a redfish or a flounder, bluefish, jack, tarpon, you know, hanging around that stuff. So, you know, that's kind of how you find it. Some of it's just blind casting. Some of it's actually looking for structure and bait. So, you know, just local knowledge.
Yeah. I appreciate you sharing it with us.
No problem.